talking about the console wars again and sport wars again. But I told on my previous stream I just made a few minutes ago that one series that's all digital. That's my series that's all digital. So the console's cheaper on listen. Not only that, um, it's just most of the games I have to get back to as well. That's what I was doing obviously, but um, like I said, Microsoft's won the console war. Sony has lost the console war. I know a lot of people gonna say 5-1. Say what 5-1? If they don't got no first parties, and I'll say that again. Get to sport in a few minutes, but anyways. Like I said, I got it on my pace, so I've been buying the games. Even for Joseph 2.0, he don't play them. There's certain things he don't believe in. Anyways. Lisa, if you're hearing this now, make sure you give me Microsoft Series as all digital console. That's the one I want. I'm 110%. I know you're gonna say why. And excuse me, honestly, am I sure I want this console? I'm absolutely sure. I had to get most of the games I got back so big. Because like I said, Sony has a lot of games. Microsoft has a lot of games coming out this year, while Sony is on the tail end of decline and bankruptcy. And I know this for a fact. Like I said, that's the console I want, obviously. Because like I said, Microsoft has a lot of studios. Most of the studios that I played on there on PS4 on Microsoft as well. As I said, I told John, why not get Microsoft? John said Game Pass is what it is. I said, yeah, it is. I said that tone to Game Pass is what it is as far as Game Pass Core and Game Pass Ultimate. And Game Pass Core. They said the next Call of Duty that comes out, that's going to be next gen on. I said, well, might as well get Microsoft to play that then. It's not the only, Call of Duty's not the only guy to play a lot of retro games, 2K, EA Sports, um, Catcom, um, and other studios for Nintendo, and Square Enix. I don't play, I buy them though. Mainly for John, I was just say with John be able to play them right away, but yeah, yeah. Play a lot of studios, including retro games, pun intended. And I'm a hardcore gamer, obviously. As you see on my PS4 account, I finished a lot of games, as you can see. But I might as well switch to Microsoft because Microsoft has more studios. So, and I told, because again, let it be competition because Sony doesn't have Call of Duty no more, and Sony has only 20% of the revenue for Call of Duty, while Microsoft has 80% of that revenue for Call of Duty, pretty much, including the microtransactions. So, like I said, the console wars are over. Again, I told you this. I know you want to bash me and John when it comes to Game Pass Core. We probably don't want to have Microsoft in this house, but at the end of the day, you can't bash me and John when it comes to these console wars, obviously, because we know more than you. Not only that, we had more layoffs, obviously, Sony and Microsoft, but that was this month, and I think several months prior than this month, we had a lot of layoffs for certain studios, but intended because a lot of people either not doing their job or they had to find somebody else to be hired. Pretty much. That's the whole point of layoffs. Don't want to see people lose their jobs. Anyways, we need to want to get Microsoft all Xbox Series. That's all digital console from Mount Lisa. That's the one I want to know. Is you say, are you sure? It's a new era. I'm 110% sure because I know you say you're fanboy, you know all this stuff. How do you know all this stuff? Fanboy. I know all this stuff, the sources and everything else because I knew Jim I was lying for the entire time frame. He said most games were going to be exclusive. Not every game was going to be exclusive. Every game was going to be find the parties, right? First party, second party, and third party. And fourth party, if it was such a thing as fourth party, but it's not. It's first, second, and third party. But anyways, so he has no games until May of 2025. I said on my earlier stream that I just made several minutes ago. Because Microsoft is the most superior and their consoles are cheaper compared to Sony. Sony's console prices are not what they used to be. They're too expensive. Even for me to get a PS5 house, so I might as well just get Microsoft for my lease one. That's why Series S all digital. We're in the all digital era now. We're not in the physical era no more now because when you get the physical games, we'll get to the sport ones in a few minutes. Only you get the physical games, anyways. Only you get the physical games, you had to get them off of eBay, Amazon, or Poshmark, or GameStop, pretty much. Because only you're gonna get the physical games. So if you're trying to get all digital games, you better get them now. Cause this is the era we're in now. We're not in the previous era no more now, guys. Yeah, it's about to come into existence. But I get this sport ones in a few minutes, but anyways. Hope I get my console back from my list in coming days, obviously. But I should have Microsoft Series S all digital. God, that's the console I want to play play with a lot of people in multiplayer games, including the games I was playing too. Pun intended. Pun intended. It's a new era now. Gotta get most of the games I got back on Microsoft now, and once I always get everything done that's important first, gets my futon, obviously, and then she'll get my console back. But I think the console I want is Microsoft Series S all digital. Honestly, that's the console I want. Why? Because the Microsoft console is cheaper. And the PS4 is outdated, and the console is the previous gen. Because the next new call is gonna be the next Call of Duty buyout. So that's gonna be the next gen only. That won't be the previous gen no more now. Because Microsoft owns Call of Duty. But anyways, get to the sport ones in a few minutes. But anyways. Like I said, Microsoft Series S is the console one because most games I had on PS4 were all digital. And while I get the Series S all digital, makes sense because I can just purchase it and it'll be already installed. Once I start on the console, pretty much it'll be already there for me to play, pretty much. So, just then the console wars, pretty much. I told because I couldn't see it, these and Pentiment and a couple other Microsoft former exclusives on PS5 pretty much. I know you saw those games obviously because I can as well. Follow those games obviously. Um, the way you play CODs, you gotta have your Microsoft account because again as well. But like I said, I told you the console wars was gonna be over before it started because once Microsoft took over ABK and King, that was a wrap for Sony right there. Prior to the ABK case, when the ABK case happened last year, pun intended, pun intended. But I know you're gonna probably bash me and John because me and John are always gonna have a Microsoft console in the house, but you're not gonna do that no more as long as I'm around. It's us or nothing. Anyways, but like I said, yeah, PS5 is only reason it's selling console wise because the PS1 and PS3 is the reason why it's still selling. That's the reason why PS5 is outselling Microsoft. But Microsoft has more studios. 36 MF in studios, almost Sony's, 10 or 12 studios right now? It's not including the retros, put into it as well. Like I said, you don't even buy the games because again, I do. John doesn't get games, but he gets the games free. Game Pass, all it's like Netflix. Perfect example. It's like Netflix. Like if John's paying for Paramount Plus, which he is obviously, and he's paying for Hulu, which he's paying for, and then anything else he's paying for, it's like Netflix as well. I don't know if he's paying for that. Quote me on that. Well, if John's paying for Netflix, that's why it's Game Pass. It's like Netflix. Same with Game Pass Core. It's like Netflix. Especially if you don't get the games right over the disc, they give it to you free, and let you have in your collection for the rest of your days. And the Microsoft gives you day one games. And Microsoft also has the game you wanted to play too, Death Stranding. Death Stranding 2, once that comes out soon. Final Fantasy 10X2 remake. once that remake comes out soon. The 10X3, 10X4, Final Fantasy 17, 18, all Microsoft because Square Enix is going multiplayer for the rest of their Final Fantasy games pretty much. But anyways, and also they got every game you played, couldn't call it. Even it got Naruto on Microsoft as well. They got every game that you play on it. You would rather play the same studios. Yeah, you said Naruto forever. You gonna say Naruto forever? Naruto is nerfed like you say. Naruto's not as weak as you think when it comes to being immortal either. For getting height weight classes, too plays a factor in this too. But anyways, like I said, Microsoft has more games than you think. As much as you go out saying they don't got no games, they do got first parties. More first parties than you think. But anyways, get back to this point. What was I was saying? Mr. Francis' team is him right now. No, Mr. Francis is gonna say run away with who? LeBron again? Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Mr. Frank. Because like I said, the West is well. The West is well. Lakers still don't got no coach right now. LeBron's gonna be doing his podcast more than likely because he overlooked all the other Michael Jordan in the other sport pretty much. Mr. Francis, I hate him. He is. He's a Michael Jordan hater because he's from the Bronx. Just say for what it is, man. You hate him because he's from New York, the town, and dead. But anyways, got told Cuz again, obviously too. All the games that you see on Microsoft, they got on Sony too, but they also got on every game, including the retro games I was playing as well. Only why Microsoft don't have SMO because they can buy SMO easy because SMO is a small studio. And they buy them out, might as well get Microsoft. I don't see why not. Game Pass, like John said, Game Pass where is that? And the memberships are more cheaper than Sony's. And I told Cuz again, but honestly, you want to think Sony's doing okay, Sony is okay, even the currency. No, they're not. No, they're not. Jim Rounds been gone for almost 2 months now. He left March 29th. I told you that so last week. Jim Rounds been gone for almost 2 months now, almost 3 months going on into June. Microsoft has more games, more RPGs, more rage quitting fighting games, more sport games, more indie game, other indie and other retro games. But intended, we got more what's those other games called? Simulation games. If you know about, excuse me, I bird obviously. Telltale Work, and they got every simulation game on Microsoft as well, including one of the family police simulator, mental health simulator. They got every simulator game on there that you don't play obviously because you don't have the storage space to install those games. Told you to get an eternal hard drive. You need that eternal hard drive, man. Seriously. Stop playing around. Stop playing around. Microsoft is where it's at right now. Because Sony lost 29% of their studios as far as layoffs, while Microsoft lost 31. But you know why Sony's 29 is significant because Jim Ryan left, played a factor in those layoffs too. Jim Ryan played a factor in those layoffs. Okay, he was laying off people left and right too. A lot of people wonder why Jim Ryan was laying off a lot of people. Anyways. Before his retirement, otherwise Jim Ryan was gone too, and that'd have been 30% of people from the studios gone because Jim Ryan got fired. But instead he was retired instead. But anyways. Microsoft had all these games that Ken don't play. Naruto, all the shit, Square Enix, Bandai Namco, EA Sports, Ubisoft, Delta Working, UFO Interactive, that's a retro studio, but anyway, that's UFO Interactive, that's UFO Interactive Games, that's a retro studio, man. You got Rocket Games, that's Rocket Games I sell, that's a retro studio as well. Also, Deep Silver, if you know what, getting all three Shimu games, Shimu 3 Deep Silver on Sony, but the other two are Second of America, but anyways. They even got Sega. But anyways. Square Enix, EA Sports, Bandai Namco, Capcom USA. They got so many studios, even kind of simulation and RPG. It's not funny because again, you overlook every other studio. It's not fair because again, what you're doing right now. PS5, we need to talk. PS5, we need to talk now. Because this is getting way out of hand. You think it's only doing well, and they're not doing well right now. They got 2 new CEOs. They just had their business meeting. And also, they might not have no showcase for Sony, but this month, which was supposed to be this month. They might go 2 years without showcases. So me and Microsoft's where's that? Might as well go to Microsoft. It makes sense. Microsoft serves as Xbox serves as all digital console. It makes sense. Most of the games I had were all digital. The only games I had only 8 games I had on disc. I got those back digitally. And most of the games I got for Joseph, he don't play them. Then he had the nerve to bash me and John when it comes to these games. I said, well, John gets the games free. Told you that. It's membership is like Netflix. We're talking about the sport was in a few minutes, but anyways. Keep on roasting Mr. Francis when it comes to Michael Jordan's too, anyways. But you would rather play the same studios forever? That's not good. They got other studios. I told you that. They got so many. Microsoft has so many studios. You even involve your other studios. As John and always say, you watch it, you play it. You play it, but you don't watch it because Call of Duty has tournaments 24/7. Even Capcom for Street Fighter has tournaments 24/7. Even Tekken, Mortal Kombat, all the fighting games have tournaments 24/7. Even Super Smash Brothers has tournaments 24/7. You play it, but you don't watch it. Or you don't watch number one players. Number one players get it done in the clutch. You don't watch number one players that actually play the one. You don't even watch Diego. And I watch Diego on Capcom every day. And that's his birthday was last Sunday, May 19, 1971. But anyways, Microsoft has so many studios because when it comes to these games you played, obviously, you that you don't involve in, you would rather play them and not watch the tournaments. If John said you watch it, you play it. That's what John said. I remember John saying that in 2019. You watch the games, you play them. Because not just because it's just there, the game is just there, because the nostalgia factor. As John said, to the nostalgia factor. Like I said, there's so many studios because, again, you need to try these other studios. I know you're going to say, oh, I don't play Microsoft. You know you lying because you got 2 Microsoft accounts. Because Gears of War, once Halo 6 Vanguardians comes out, and Gears of War 6 and Halo Vanguardians and the Gears collection comes out, because they're showing it at the showcase, they're showing all 3 of those games at the showcase and several other games at the showcase, including Indiana Jones and Blade, obviously. That's a wrap for Sony right there. Because all those games are going to be Unreal Engine 5.4 and 6.4, while Sony's still stuck with 4.4, and some games are 5.4, but most of the games are 4.4, Unreal Engine 4. But anyways, back to the sports. More obviously, Mr. Francis team is the worst team in the league. I know he's going to run it back, Ron. Okay, he don't take account away for getting his coaches fired too. He went through 9 coaches. Only it's one of the players that has more than 13. I forgot his name, but anyways, he's tied with Jason Kidd for the most fired coaches all. But 5 of those 9, Jason Kidd would retire. The other 4 retired pretty much. But anyways. So like I said, LeBron is human right now. He can't conquer no more right now. He's human right now. Mr. Francis is human himself right now because he's a LeBron fanboy for life. But anyways, he hates Michael Jordan because he's from New York, the town. But anyways, but like I said, I told Cousin Ken honestly, Microsoft has more studios than you think. Especially when it comes to the games, obviously. They got Bandai Namco, they got EA Sports, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Sega. But anyways, Activision, but Activision now on Sony. Sony owns part of that now. It's 20% now, while Microsoft owns 80% of that. And switching to Microsoft makes sense because, like I said, most of the games I had on PS4, they had on it, including Borderlands, Tiny Tina's One Shot Adventure game, all the retro games. Why not switch to Microsoft? It makes sense. Anyways. Like I said, because again, would rather play Naruto Violence and Naruto Violence said, well, John plays Capcom forever. Because those other games I just told him about that they're going to keep milking it. Ultra Street Fighter 6, Super Street Fighter 6, Vanilla Street Fighter 7. They're going to keep milking again until that game gets to double digit until they run out ideas for these games. But anyways, for John's Capcom, for Joe's Naruto, I say, well, good luck with that because you got to respect players that are better than you in Naruto. Clear players that were way ahead of your time, especially when it comes to being with all those points 9999999. But anyways, start to clip at 23 minutes. But anyways, start to clip at 23 minutes. But anyways, so you need to borrow your other studios, cuz you need to stop playing around. Borrow your other studios, man. Stop playing the same studios. It's more than just Bandai Namco and Activision. And EA Sports, which I know you play. I also play EA Sports too, pun intended. Boxing though, and football to some extent. But anyways, like I said, Microsoft only why Microsoft is out getting so because the PS4 era and the PS3 era is the reason why PS5 is outselling Microsoft 5-1. I know you're gonna bring up the console sales, uh, your console sales. As the King would say, one of my files on YouTube. Because he had that picture. Said, "Look at the console." That's when look at the consoles. I said, "What console sales? What console sales?" Yeah, I agree with the King on this one. Shout out to the King on Xbox Frontline as well. But anyways, I know what you're gonna say. The console sales. Cause you're gonna say the console sales. They sound pretty well. But you don't know that they had a lot of layoffs too, and also Sony lost their CEO to retirement, and his CEO's been retired for almost 2 months now, going on 3 months now. And they got two new CEOs, and the battle who's correct is to me. Sony's in a complete dumpster fire, because again, we need to talk about these calls not later, now, because this is getting way out of hand, man. This is getting. I'm tired of you not talking about this. I have all the sources. I even have all the evidence to say you don't play all the studios because you'd rather play the same studios because you don't respect those players. And not only that, too, did you have to know the batch man John to come to these games? And no, John get these games free. It's like Netflix, like I said, and I'll say it again. It's like Netflix. He's paying for other members. If he's paying for Paramount Plus and paying for Hulu and what have you, and he know he has games, he can stream these games and finish them. Like the way I would do it on Microsoft. So I don't see why getting Microsoft makes sense. Getting Microsoft Series S all digital, Series X, Series S all digital console makes sense for me. Cause I can stream honestly. It's all digital. It's no disc. I only had 8 games on this on PS1, but most of the games I got back digitally. I had to get those games back a few weeks ago. And the more other retro game I got from last year. But anyways, Microsoft is where it's at, guys. Like I said. Because again, there's no words for me when it comes to these console wars. Because he's going to overlook the way he's going to look at the layoffs, the console sales, as he would say, the console sales, and then overlook the layoffs and everything else and things like that. But there's more than just Bandai Namco on EA Sports because you need to borrow your other studios, man. Seriously. As Luke would tell you and Lemon would tell you, you need to borrow your other studios. Because as long as you keep playing the same studios, you'll never get over the hump. You better play the same games. If we know about Young, you like it, but you hate it. But you have to respect those players too. You can't criticize the game. You criticize the game player that player, but you can't criticize John's greatness in any game, including RPGs or Capcom, because he's been stabbed since before Christ. Anyway, guys, I'll start the stream right there. But yeah. Like I said, the console wars are over. Microsoft has won. But yeah.